Edie and Noble ain't repping Pac right. Shout out to Napoleon for holding down. Leo Sizzin. I think that's how you say your name. I agree with you, man. I'm getting straight to it because I ain't gonna be on here too long. Just going through something I was just reading. Let me see if I can find it. Now, I don't get me wrong. Like, all this right here, man. All this right here is Vlad. Let me just say this shit. Look at this. Keefe D on if he can still be charged for Tupac's murder. Too Short says Tupac might still be alive. Keefe D, Tupac, Orlando Andrews, Spice One on Tupac, Vivica Fox is shot when Vlad says Tupac something, Trey D, if Tupac was alive, E40 Tupac, Tommy Davis and Tupac, Math Hoffa Tupac, Joe Torre on Tupac, Faison Love on Tupac, Culture Vulture or not, Vlad talks Tupac, Keefe D and DJ Quick threaten to sue him over Tupac, Young Jock on Tupac, Bosco 100 on Tupac, Joe Torre again on Tupac, Keefe D again on Tupac. You know, Michael Jai White, Money B, Redman on Tupac. Like, it's all this. This is Vlad. This is just Vlad though. Like, don't get me wrong. It's cool. You know, talk about Tupac. But that's all y'all talking. That's all he talking about is Tupac though. You ain't talking about his music. Vlad ain't talking about his music. You ain't talking about how dope Tupac was as an artist. You ain't talking about his skills. You ain't talking about that shit. How is Vlad gonna have a conversation with Michael Jai White about Ayanna Jackson? I didn't watch the video, so I don't know what Michael Jai White said to it. But just look at, let's look at the title. Michael Jai White, Vlad TV. Tupac was effeminate at 17. Michael Jai White, Orlando Anderson grew up as a gangster. Tupac didn't. Michael Jai White, Tupac wasn't living his truth. Michael Jai White, Tupac would act gangster when black people walk in. Michael Jai White on Tupac, Mike Tyson. Michael Jai White on the Tupac story. It's like, bro, what's the correlation between Michael Jai White and Tupac? I didn't see Michael Jai White in Juice. I ain't see Michael Jai White in Poetic Justice. I ain't see Michael Jai White in Above the Rim. I ain't see Michael Jai White in Gang Related. I ain't see Michael Jai White in Bullet. I ain't see Michael Jai White in Gridlock. I ain't see Michael Jai White in no Tupac videos. I ain't see Michael Jai White on stage with Tupac. I ain't see Michael Jai White. I never even heard Tupac shout out Michael Jai White. So why is Vlad talking to Michael Jai White about Tupac? And then why are you bringing up the Ayanna Jackson case again? What are you trying to do? Survive R. Kelly, Tupac? Neverland, Tupac? Like, what is your intentions, Vlad? How much money have you been making off Tupac's name, bro? Dame Dash is so correct about Vlad. Yeah, there's other people out here who be talking about, Tupac. But my focus is like, it's Vlad. Why are you on Math Hoffa show? Why did Math Hoffa even allow you to talk about the Ayanna Jackson and the case like that, bro? Like, why? Yeah, the Hughes brothers just did a little Dear Mama story, but they only had a little segment on it about, with the stuff that led up to it. And then you already had Tupac apologizing about, like, yo, if I would have did things differently. Now, mind you, this was a 24-year-old that said that at the time. Like, yo, I would have never left her in the room. He felt bad about the whole ordeal. But why are you trying to make him out to be like this bad dude? This shit is nerve-wracking. This shit is nerve-wracking to see Vlad constantly talking about Tupac. Constantly making money off Tupac, whereas Napoleon, Young Noble, and Idi Amin, I don't understand why these three brothers, they should be the Vlad, or they should be the Art of Dialogue. They should be the ones telling these stories. Even if you feel like you being blackballed by the industry because you was with Tupac, that should be more of the reason for you to do your own shit. I shouldn't even have to make a channel called Tupac Was Lyrical, bro. I shouldn't even be the one defending him. I didn't know Tupac. I just know him through the music. I don't know everything about Tupac. Some of the stories I be wanting to hear is interesting, but I'm a hip-hop connoisseur. I'm a hip-hop connoisseur. I don't know shit about basketball. I don't know shit about football. But one thing I do know, I know about hip-hop. No, I haven't listened to every motherfucking song by every artist that exists out there. There's a lot of motherfuckers I can't tell you about right now because I don't listen to a lot of that shit. You know what I mean? No disrespect to all of that shit. Yeah, I come up in hip-hop's in the best era, from the late 70s to the 80s to the 90s, possibly the early 2000s. And right now, I'm iffy. I'm up and down with this hip-hop shit, though, bro. But I would talk about hip-hop. When we gonna talk about Tupac, all right, we could talk about let's talk about Tupac's bars. Let's talk about his message. Let's talk about his agenda. I don't want to talk about Tupac and Ayanna Jackson and Tupac leaving Ayanna Jackson in the room and talk about Tupac getting shot up and talk about the Who Shot Your song. I don't want to talk about that no more, bro. When y'all gonna start talking about his music? When y'all gonna start talking about his music and start showing you how dope he is? Why is it people that's doing YouTube videos, reactions, people coming up, they do reaction videos to Tupac, and they like, damn, this motherfucker dope. But why these people with bigger platforms ain't talking about how dope he is? Why Idi Amin, Young Noble, and Napoleon ain't telling you how dope Tupac is? Instead of just constantly being asked to come on a podcast or asked to come on somebody's show just to answer something Keefe D said. Or something, what Reggie said, or what so-and-so said, or what Melly Mel said, or what Little C said, or what Styles P said. Like, come on, bro. Let's talk about the music, man. That's why my channel was here. You know what I'm saying? That's why Tupac Was Lyrical was here. That's all I want to really talk about, my nigga. I'm fucking tired of that other shit. That shit would make me go mad, insane, because there ain't shit I can do about it. It ain't shit I can do about it. This nigga Vlad gonna keep getting that shit, and people gonna keep going to his motherfucking channel, and they gonna keep on listening to this shit. They gonna keep on listening to Michael Jai White or whoever else, and just talking about a Tupac story from some 27 years ago. Well, let's talk about what the lineage were. Let's talk about what Tupac comes out of it. Let's apply that shit now to what the Black Panthers was doing. Let's apply that shit to 2023. Let's stop the self-hatred with our black people out here. Let's build up a black motherfucking world. So when Tupac make a song called White Man's World, let's make a song called Black Man's World. Where you won't be a victim in the black man's world. Where you will come up in the black man's world. Where you won't feel oppressed or depressed or depressed in the white man's world. Where you will definitely have in the black man's world. Where you would definitely have success in the black man's world. Where you would definitely have no stress in the black man's world. Where you would definitely be able to rest in the black man's world. Where you ain't got to worry about getting bullets in your chest in the black man's world. Let's talk about that, man. Let's talk about the message that Tupac presented. Let's talk about when Tupac was on the panel discussions with Dr. Khalid Muhammad and the shit that he was saying when the lady told him don't cuss. And Tupac said, you shouldn't be offended by my cuss words as opposed to what's going on out here in the society. Because the same shit Tupac was talking about in 1993, that shit is still here now. But nobody want to talk about that. You want to talk about Ayanna. You want to talk about Tupac coming after, oh my God, bro. Yo, bro, this shit is mind-boggling, my nigga. This shit is mind-boggling to me, fam. It's disturbing. It's fucking disturbing, my nigga. We talk about bullshit, my nigga. Niggas use their platform to talk about bullshit. And a nigga like me with a small-ass platform, I feel like I talk some real shit, but I ain't fucking big time. I guess I have to do gossipy shit. I guess I have to make these fucking conspiracy theory videos about Tupac. I'm not with all that shit, bro. That shit is corny to me. I'm not that kind of nigga. I don't care about that shit, my nigga. I care about the music and them bars and shit. And I care about what's being said. I care about when Tupac said, yo, don't just bop your head to it. Listen to what he's saying and hold us accountable. And you tell me if that shit is real. Let's have those kind of discussions when we talking about Jay-Z is better than Tupac or Nas is better than Tupac. Let's talk about that shit. I was, had a discussion with somebody who said not Tupac is dope, but Tupac says the same thing. But but Tupac can say the same thing on different beats. So I had to say to the brother, and it wasn't no contentious debate between him and I, but I had to say to the brother, I'm like, yo. So I said, and I didn't use the first two albums. I could have, but I said, yo, so you mean to tell me like, so Tupac Tupac is basically saying the same thing on different beats. So I said, all right, then. So if you was to take the track list of Me Against the World, All Eyes on Me, and Machiavelli, I believe All Eyes on Me has a total of maybe 30 songs. I believe 30 songs. Maybe, and Me Against the World probably has like maybe 15 to 18 songs. Let's just say 18 songs. I don't want to give it too many. Let's just say there's 16 songs in there, 30 songs on All Eyes on Me. That's 46. And then you got on Machiavelli album is what? 12 joints in there, I believe. 12 or 14. Let's just say there's 14 joints added to that 36. That's 50 joints. So you mean to tell me out of those 50 songs, you mean to tell me all those songs sound like Tupac is saying the same thing? Like Tupac can say the same thing on the next beat. You know what I'm saying? He never responded to me, but I just had to point out, like, bro, that's 50 different songs. When Tupac makes songs, he makes a song that's sticking to the title. You could not spit Ambitious of a Writer. You couldn't spit the bars to Ambitious of a Writer to It's All About You. Scandalous and It's All About You is not even the same shit. You couldn't spit No More Pain to All Eyes on Me or Picture Me Rolling. You couldn't spit Picture Me Rolling to I Ain't Mad at You. You know what I'm saying? You couldn't spit So Many Tears to Death Around the Corner. These songs are not the same. You couldn't spit Lord Knows to If I Die Tonight or If I Die Tonight to Lord Knows. The songs are not the same. The content is much different. Tupac spits from the title. Now, there are mad songs out there that was songs that was scrapped. Songs by Tupac that was rushed. And those who don't believe me, when it was rushed, Tupac said it himself. Yo, we ain't got the luxury to be wasting time and shit. He even said, I know my shit ain't all that. His shit was all that. But Tupac was just hurry up and just throwing out there. So if he did sound repetitive, if he did say Hennessy, if he did say murder, if he did say thug life or something, or some type of catchphrase, it's because he was just trying to hurry up and do what the fuck he was trying to do. But at the same token, at the same time, this dude was evolving in his creativity. And then his life got cut short. He didn't live for another 27 years like Nas did, for Nas to evolve and all this other shit. Whereas you say Tupac is dope, but Nas paints a picture.
That's the sound of the police. That's the sound of the beast. That's the sound of the police.
So you didn't get so Tupac was still evolving. Now let's look how Tupac evolved with each album from his debut album Tupaculous now. As far as the way he was rhyming and shit, like it fit that time. 91. It sounded like a 1991 album. Strictly for My Niggas sound like the vibe of 1993. Me Against the World definitely sound like the vibe of the golden era. Especially All Eyes on Me. All Eyes on Me was a masterpiece. And Machiavelli was just another level. Like Tupac would have kept going. But when people say he can spit the same shit, like this is just the new narrative that people paint when you hear so many songs by Tupac that wasn't meant for us, that wasn't meant for public listening. A lot of them songs we wasn't supposed to hear. If we would have been alive, you would have never heard a lot of them shits. There was mad songs by Prince that you didn't hear. Prince put them shits in the vault. Tupac was also doing movies and court cases and shit like that. And you probably going to the studio, just hurrying up and writing the bar and all this other shit. But don't say that Tupac was limited and that he was only, the shit that he write was repetitive. Like the shit that he write to the same beat. You don't know the process of it. And we talking the early 90s and shit like that. And we talking about a dude that was more busier than the average rapper. Rakim had time to focus on creating some dope shit because he wasn't trying to be no fucking actor. He wasn't trying to be on the podium and talking to a crowd of people giving a lecture. He wasn't doing that. KRS-One would probably be the only one to do that, or possibly Chuck D. But it wasn't mad rappers who wasn't doing that shit. Niggas just wanted to make some dope ass music and get groupies and get money and brag about the shit. Whereas Tupac had so much other shit going on. So I'm gonna end this off by saying you can't say Tupac was repetitive or he could spit the same shit on the same type of beat. Whereas if you take the 50 songs, matter of fact, if you take all the songs, like you add those 50 songs from All Eyes on Me, Me Against the World, and Machiavelli, add that shit to the 16 joints that were probably on the motherfucking Tupaculous now, to the 16 joints that was on Strictly for My Niggas. That's what, 12, that's 32 plus the motherfucking 50. That's 82 joints that he made. That was his album that he made before he passed away, even though we heard Machiavelli after his death. But that's 82 joints. And maybe Thug Life. That's 82 songs, bro. You can't say out of those 82 songs Tupac spit the same shit. And if it was repetitive, it's because I gotta present it to you in a different form, a different light. I gotta give it to you maybe from another angle or something. But don't use that shit. I could say the same shit about Nas if I wanted to. They say Nas paints a perfect picture, but Nas sounds the same to me on mostly all the songs, the way he rhymes. And for me, that can get repetitive. That can get kind of boring. For me. But yeah, he be spitting some shit. But this dude had definitely had time to progress for the past 27 years when Tupac died. Let's not forget, when Tupac died, Nas was just on his second album. When Tupac died, he died with his fourth album. By the time that he had 4 albums out, bro. When Tupac died, Biggie had 1 album out. When Tupac died, Jay-Z only just released 1 album. When Tupac died, Rakim had Paid in Full, Follow the Leader, and Don't Sweat the Technique. Rakim had 3 albums by the time Tupac died. Tupac had 4 albums. When Tupac died, A Tribe Called Quest had their first one, which is 89, the second one, which was 91, the third one, which was 93, and their 4th album came out in 98. They had 3 albums by the time Tupac died. Tupac had 4 albums by the time he died, where a lot of niggas was either on their first, second, or third, besides KRS-One. KRS-One probably had Criminal Minded, By All Means Necessary, Blueprint, Edutainment, because that was 1990. Sex and Violence, that was 92. KRS-One probably had about maybe 7 albums by the time Tupac died. KRS-One was definitely busy. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro. Niggas just gotta be logical about certain shit, man. What's being said on here, man? Yo, what up? Thug Belly in the building. What up, Mbappe? Euthanasia. Vlad doesn't care about Tupac. He cares about the money. That's a fact. Call it clean in the building. Michael Jai White is a buster. Oh, man. They make a living off Tupac. They can't show him any respect. That's a fact, bro. You make mad money off him, but you can't show no respect. I couldn't have said it much better myself. That's what I should have just said and shut this motherfucking live off right there, bro. You make all this money but can't show no respect, fam. You bringing up the rape shit, the incident that happened in '94, bro. Vlad, why you don't talk about Tupac and the cops? Why you don't talk about that? Have that discussion with these black brothers. Have that. Because if we had more Tupacs on the street like that was willing to bust back and protect our people, these cops will be different. We'll be treating the cops the way white people treat cops. A lot of white people talk to the cops like they ain't shit. Black people, just, yes, sir. Yes, sir. No, sir. No, thank you, sir. White people be like, just give me the fucking ticket. Talk to people about that shit. Vlad, talk to people about Tupac, going to, pay the hospital bills of the little girl who was bit by that pit bull. Talk to people about the little girl from Brenda's Got a Baby. Talk to people about the little boy from Joshua's Dream. Talk to people about the little kid who cut the bullet in his head from Marin City and how Tupac was just hurt. And, elaborate on that. Don't just focus on, the focus is on the kid, but talk about it. Because that's what Tupac talked about in his music. And if it was repetitive and if niggas think Tupac is being repetitive, that's because we keep repeating the same shit in the fucking hood. We keep killing each other over dumb shit. Tupac tried to show you better days. Pass by his casket. But what can I say? Keep your head up and try to keep the faith and pray for better days. He talked about that. He talked about, I wonder if heaven got a ghetto. He talked about Thug Mansion. He talked about life goes on. He talked about I ain't mad at you. And he talked about whatever Vlad is going through. Tupac said it himself. There's rule with these games, but I share with you too. No, niggas gonna hate you for whatever you do. And then Tupac also said, niggas talk a lot of shit, but that's after I'm gone because they fear me in the physical form. Let's talk about that line. Let's talk about those bars that niggas think he ain't got. Let's talk about the lyricism that niggas think he ain't possess. Let's talk about Tupac being lyrical when niggas say he wasn't. If Tupac wasn't lyrical, what the fuck was he then? This is the only motherfucker in hip-hop culture that gets ridiculed like this to this degree. I can only imagine, like, yo, these other motherfuckers don't even talk about my shit because they always talking about Tupac. And Tupac was that impactful. His life was that impactful. But don't be mad, other rappers, because they're not talking about Tupac's music. They're only talking about his life. They're only talking about what he did with the Allen Hughes brothers. They're only talking about his relationship with Jada Pinkett, or, they're only talking about him and Madonna. They're only talking about his sex life. They're only talking about, that shit, bro. They ain't talking about his music. But that's what the fuck I do over here, man. That's what I do over here, bro. I talk about the music. And that's what the fuck these niggas ain't talk about, man. Tired of fucking Vlad, bro. That's my new crusade, bro. Word is bond. I wasn't even gonna do a live feed. I was really gonna take my time. And craft together some pieces and shit like that. And I'm still gonna do that. I'm still gonna do that in the future. In the near future, that's what I'm gonna talk about. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna talk about Vlad till that shit reach that nigga. Until I have a conversation with that motherfucker. Don't overtalk me, Vlad. Why the fuck you want to sit here and talk about the Ayanna Jackson case, my nigga? Why is that important? Why is that important? When the jury found there wasn't enough evidence, but they found him guilty because, just being there, so to speak. But he didn't do nothing to that girl. He just said, like, yo, I should have never left her in that room. It wasn't like somebody was like, I wasn't there. Tupac ain't tell nobody to lie for him. Talk about that, Vlad. He ain't tell no nigga to lie for him. Tupac admitted he was there. He broke down the story. He gave you his truth. He even told you, I don't want nobody else to go to jail, but I don't want to go to jail for something I ain't do. Talk about how young he is, man. Talk about how a 23-year-old and a pretty girl walking up to you, or a nigga who ain't never had no chicks or whatever, now you finally getting chicks and shit like that, and the girl come up to you and give you oral sex. You young. You a young man. This ain't never happened to you before. This is your first time experiencing that shit. Like, oh shit, she about to give me head? Like, oh shit, this is something to, tell my niggas about. If you're going to talk about something in the past, don't forget to talk about how young Tupac was. You know what I mean? A motherfucker, just because he was young and he definitely was intelligent, it doesn't mean Tupac knew it all. It doesn't mean Tupac experienced life. It doesn't mean he experienced everything in life that there is to experience, man. It just doesn't. Tupac smoked cigarettes like crazy. Like, let's talk about that shit and how dangerous that shit is. And Tupac said his mother made him a chain smoker. Eventually, that shit probably would have did some damage to his fucking health. And then we could talk about, yeah, he should have stopped smoking cigarettes. But we can also talk about, well, the people that sell cigarettes should have stopped selling. People that manufacture cigarettes should have stopped making the motherfucking shit, instead of just putting a sign on that shit like, yo, smoking a cigarette can cause lung cancer and heart disease and shit like that. But the motherfuckers, the people in the world would still sell it. They would still sell it and watch these humans kill themselves. They would still sell liquor and watch humans destroy their liquor and their kidneys and whatever else is going on. They still selling, high cholesterol foods and shit like that, and don't even give a fuck. It's greed, capitalism, and don't even give a fuck. Talk about that shit, bro. But that's not exciting. That's boring. That's why you should talk about his bars. That's why you should talk about his music. And that's what I'm gonna do. And my channel, my channel will probably never blow up. Darwin Davis, I'm here. Sometimes it's that you to say the true in the moment. I'm here. Sometimes it's that you to say the true. Darwin Davis, do me a favor, retype that again so I can really process what you're saying to me. Drix B, when I write rhymes, I go blind and let the Lord do his thing. Machiavelli, Tupac still to this day the greatest rapper of all time, and if he was here, he would beat the hell out of Vlad, just like Rick Ross did to Tupac. Was fearless. Ain't no rapper like Tupac. And Vlad probably wouldn't even be where the fuck he at right now, man. Just you know what I mean? He probably wouldn't even be where the fuck he at, man. There's no telling Tupac's death let a whole bunch of bullshit in, bro. Have you been listening to, I haven't had a chance, but I heard the New York 87 verse, Night Night. They want to bury me, I'm worried. I'm losing my mind, look down the barrel of a 9, now my vision's blurry. Word up, talk about that shit, man. Emmanuel Alex Ken, message retracted. I wonder what he said. Hi, Nikki. Say peace to me, man. Peace, say peace, Nikki Black. My name is Nikki Black, bro. But nah, salute to Emmanuel, man. Real talk, only women call me Nikki. Too Short had a lot. Too Short had a lot? NY87. I don't even think I got that on my phone right now. I know I do, but it's probably on my Google Drive.
I heard the math nines, I used to follow, but get this in me, B-I-double-G-Y-C. Lately I stop, on and on, but it be hard to kill. I got jumped off that night, but all rap, and phony rap stars that think they got me. I'm on Superman shit now, they shouldn't have shot me. Cause I'm convinced that my squad is real, and God has blessed me with the power to be hard to kill. I got a mind that's full of murderous thoughts. When unleashed, I make them niggas bow. Feel me now with BGC, I ain't choosing sides. Hell nah, fuck everybody. It's West Side when I ride, watch for dead bodies. Lyrics are colorful, words are anesthetics. Problems are getting worked out faster than calisthenics. I'm bulletproof, blaze up on top of a man's roof. Hands on the fully AK, so what you plan to do? Move motherfuckers till they feel me. It's West Coast, nigga, fuck New York.
Does everybody hear me?
Shot at my homies, now I'm a blast. Screaming thug like motherfucker when I pass.
NY87. Yeah, he killed that shit, Night Night. Yeah, I put that. I think I put that verse on one of my videos before. I'm sick of the I'm sick of psychotic. I'm sick of this psychotic society. Somebody save me. Addicted to drama, so even mama couldn't raise me. Even the preacher and the police couldn't reach me. Yeah, that shit was fire right there, man. I'm hitting the weed as I'm clutching my Glock. Niggas is hot when I hit the spot. But if I die tonight, I'm about to get the fuck up out of here, man. What time is it? Damn, it's 8:52. Yo, keep this up. It's a great place for Pac fans. No bullshit and hate, all love here. Yeah, you salute to you, call it clean. Real talk, man. But yeah, I'm gonna just cut this short, man. I just had to just say that shit about Vlad. You know what I mean? My thoughts were scattered. My thoughts were scattered. It came out of an emotional place. You know what I'm saying? Nikki, there's none really doing things that you are doing. Believe me, I really appreciate that you point out from Tupac words in this music. Oh yeah, salute to you, Emmanuel Alex. Salute to you. I appreciate that shit. Yeah, I try to do, you know what I mean? If I had a bigger platform, it would just be different, bro. It would be different. Like, it probably would be drama. You know what I'm saying? It'd probably be crazy drama for how passionate I am about this shit. And we gonna be talking about rhymes. Like, I would make some people look silly, and some people might make me look silly, but I would just definitely be cautious of the certain things that I say. I would definitely think before I speak. You know what I'm saying? So, like, that's why I made that video when, you know, Styles P said Jay-Z is better than Tupac. I was always saying to myself, like, yo, how did you come to that realization? Like, how? You know what I mean? And then I had to make that video. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's up to somebody to decide. And I'm just keeping it real. I'm like, you know, based on the songs that Jay-Z was doing in 1990 and 93 and 94, and what Tupac was doing in 90, 93 and 94, like, nah, Jay-Z wasn't on Pac level like that. When Tupac made All Eyes on Me, like, Jay-Z wasn't on like that. Yeah, Jay-Z can rap his ass off, but that doesn't mean just because of what? What makes him better than Tupac, bro? I just don't understand that. You know what I mean? Because the fact of the matter is, like, Tupac did it already, laid down foundation and all this other shit, laid it down already, and Jay-Z came after, and Jay-Z had 27 years, 26, 27 years to blossom into the artist that he is, to become the billionaire that he is. But on some you're like, nah, come on, man. Them niggas would have lived like year for year and shit like that. Then let's talk about it. Then let's really compare the stats. Then let's really compare the lyricism. Let's do that shit later on when you know what I mean? But nah, man, you comparing a nigga that's been trying to get on since 1989, actually since 85. Jay-Z put out a record with some other crew in 1985, you know what I mean? And then 89, he wasn't even spitting on Hawaiian Sophie, he was just in the video. And then he finally came out, then he did a song, originated with Jazzo in 1990, and whatever else Jay-Z did within that time. But shit, he wasn't on when Pac was on. Jay-Z wasn't on when Nas debuted. Jay-Z wasn't on when Biggie debuted. But Jay-Z would probably tell you, I had more money than them niggas, though. It's always about the money with that nigga. It's always about the money, nigga. But you wasn't on. You know what I mean? Fuck that money shit. You wasn't popping. You wasn't popping. You wasn't popping, nigga, until afterwards. And I hate to say like I'm angry, but Nah, I'm not angry with Jay. It's just that when people say that shit, like, you better, like, you know what I mean? How? Like, y'all just be saying shit. I know the way Styles is, I know me and him would got into an argument because I would have been like, how? Like, how you figure that, bro? And Styles would be like, fuck you mean how I figure that shit, nigga? Because look at this, look at, I'm like, nigga, you talking about songs from 98, 99, 2000, 2003. You talking about the Blueprint album. You talking about the Black album. You talking about the 444. You talking about Kingdom Come. You talking about albums he done did years after Pac died already, bro. Come on, man. You can't have no logical fucking discussion with me about that shit, bro. Oh man, but yo, let me just get out of here, man. Like it's been a hectic day, bro. It's been a hectic day, man. And I don't want to say a hectic day, but it's been a stressful day, bro. But I salute to y'all coming out here and supporting the channel and coming on the live. We gonna do this shit maybe tomorrow, man. Real talk, bro. Try to do the live with Gab from Machiavelli. I don't even know how to get a hold of them brothers, man. I would if I knew how to get a hold of them brothers, man, but you know what I mean? Like, it probably had to be y'all that make that connection to some shit. You know what I mean? Like, I'm willing to kick it with anybody. That's why I kick it with y'all. That's why I shout out all the names. Matter of fact, let me go from the top and shout y'all out before I'm out. Leo SZN. He was here, but he didn't stick around. Mbappe, he says hi. Thug Valley, he was here. Euthanasia was here. Call It Clean was in the building. Night definitely in the building. Hayden Phoenix. Vlad always making money off big names too. He in the building. Who else was in the building? That's pretty much it. I know I ain't named 16 motherfucking names, but there's 16 people that's watching. Somebody named Bang Swift. Can't forget Emmanuel. He in the building. Drix B in the building. Hangman Tech in the building. Darwin Davis was in the building. Darwin Davis, ain't that the name from the TV show The Game? Yeah, Darwin Davis was his name, bro. AB in the building. I probably said about at least 8 to 10 names, but there's 16 people watching. Something ain't right. Who is them other 6 people? It don't matter, though. Yeah, I'm about to be up out of here, man. Catch you on the rebound.